And then you were saying that, okay, fine, we were unconscious design and somehow pop up in the universe and different matters, and then somehow human beings, animals, and they were formed. And then conclusion, we are human beings. You can say that's upper form of matters and molecules, however you name it. And then suddenly you say that we find reasons and we find consciousness, and suddenly without bland, this is actually a bland random process, a physical process, and we have consciousness, and none of other matters they have consciousness. For example, the stones and many other things, and somehow we have consciousness. There is no and then we can have meaning for our own life, because since I'm alive, I don't want to die. That's what you're suggesting.
Yeah, yeah, in a nutshell, yeah.
Okay, then tell me how we have consciousness from this random physical, blind physical process.
We don't know that. Consciousness is a hard question. It's called we don't know. Why do we have consciousness? Is the level of consciousness different between an amoeba and a human?
Yes, but we can use our logics to conclude that. We can use deductive reasoning.
Well, okay, well, go ahead. Good luck. You will win a Nobel Prize if you can work that out. If there was a Nobel Prize for philosophy.
No, basically, this is not. It's actually, mostly right now we are dealing with the social construction. We haven't really talked about the things that the people have accepted in the world. This is mostly I'm sorry. This is what I say. Okay, of course you're saying Islam is immoral. I see atheism as a bunch of sheep following the social construct.
Yeah, that's overly simplifying it.
This is what I see. For example,
you're free to say that, and you're free to say that as well.
The deductive reasoning. So deductively, we can conclude. For example, okay, Pakistan is in Asia, and for example, okay, Pakistan and you, and you were born, you were Pakistani, and the nationality you had was by birth, for example, and you were born in Karachi. So we can conclude that Karachi is in the Pakistan. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
All the first two premises are correct, so the conclusion is correct.
True. So now we are coming to the point, our consciousness. If for example, if everything's a blind process and then there's no conscious design, so therefore we can't really trust our consciousness or reasons.
No, how do you? That's a massive assumption. How do you?
For example, if you say everything's a blind process and there was no conscious design and there was no conscious being to guide our consciousness, then how you define your reasoning, then how you trust your reasoning?
We trust our reasoning on the basis of the evidence and the counter arguments that we can use. I can give an argument too. I mean, if you stab a human being with a knife, it causes immense suffering to that human being. So now that's premise number one. So the premise number two is stabbing someone is sufferable. So the conclusion is stabbing someone is going to cause suffering, which is a bad thing. Now that is just simple deductive reasoning. It doesn't need anything else beyond that. So I fail to understand where the conscious being, your premise comes in.
For example, how you conclude how that guy felt when you stab him and all those things. How you can conclude that?
We're reasoning, as I said, based on the evidence that we have.
I'm saying we are only reasoning the physical, how he felt and the molecules and everything, but his personal feelings.
What do you mean personal feelings? Like sorry?
How he felt personally that when you stab him.
Or the person who's getting stabbed or the person who is stabbing?
The person who's getting stabbed.
Well, because of pain, we know we can experience pain. And that's a feeling. So we can tell. It's an observable. It's an observable process. So we know that there is a pain which results in suffering. So that is what our brain tells us.
But this is what I'm saying. But you can never see how he felt without the pain, without the physical correlation.
No, that's how experiences work. Because I can try to stab myself and I can feel how it feels, and because he's also a human being, he's exactly like me. And he bleeds just like me, so that means it would be sufferable for him as well. It's a very simple conclusion. I don't need to see what is going on in his brain at that very moment. As far as that pain is concerned, we can tell that our experience would be extremely painful for that person.
I get that point, but my point is I'm talking about personal subjective feelings. For example, let's the stabbing will be more it's more obvious. Let's talk about ice cream. If two people have ice creams and each one they have different taste of the ice cream. You know, if we are from naturalistic process, then both all of us should have the same taste because we're same naturalistic process and all should have the same conclusion. Then why we have different feelings?
Well, you mean why does one person prefers vanilla over chocolate flavor? Is that what you're trying to say?
If we both having chocolate ice cream, so and we are
Yeah.
both having different feelings.
Yeah, so we have different feelings. I mean,
And why is that?
your brain is more inclined to like chocolate. Oh, sorry, ice cream. My brain doesn't like it as much as you like ice cream. So I mean, the detailed processes of
Something
what goes on in the brain is.
I'm speaking about. You need to explain these things from the naturalistic point of view. How we reach these conclusions. This is what I'm talking about.
Well, I've already answered that. I've already answered that. But that goes into people's personal feelings. I mean, we cannot observe the actual feelings.
This is what I'm talking about. Since
No. That's
how we reach to that conclusion that we have personal feelings.
because we do have personal feelings.
I mean, explain to me from the naturalistic worldview. You're getting my point again.
I really don't understand the point you're trying to make, because personal feelings are observable phenomena. We know we have certain.
How do you observe somebody's tasting ice cream?
Well, I have to get an evidence from him. Do you like ice cream? How much ice cream do you like?
What if he's lying?
Well, if he's lying, then he's lying.
Then how you?
No. Well, then I don't know that. Well, what's so special about that?
This is what I'm talking about, right? Since if you don't know and your logic is again not trusted, you get my point. The logic reason to find the truth is not trusted. Then how we can have our own reasons to logic? Sorry, I mean how we can trust our reasoning for the truth if we are involving all the physical process.
Yeah, well, we in this case we would not know, because we don't have the technological capability to work out what's going on in his brain. So that is limited. No. But that is subjected. That is subject to our limitations. Now, what would you do? Let me tell you something. What would you do when in 50 years' time we have instrumentation that can actually put a device on your brain and it can tell you, and we do have polygraph tests which do tell us whether someone is lying or not, and it's getting better and better.
Yeah.
So we know what part of the brain lights up when someone lies, or when someone is telling the truth, or when someone is happy. So instrumentation is only getting better. It is getting better. So I don't understand.
Feeling.
Sorry?
That will never tell you how the person is feeling.
How do you know they would never tell that? How do you know that?
Because science is limited to the physical process.
Yeah, but this is what is
neuropsychology, and in neurology and neuroscientists, they can never explain a person's feelings. They can only correlate some biological relationship, some biological molecules.
Charlie!
Result.
Yeah, but what is happening in a brain that is subject? Can you hear my dog barking? It's going crazy.
Yeah, I can hear that. It's okay.
Okay. I hope it's not too uncomfortable for
other
people.
It's fine. I don't mind. For me, it's fine.
Okay. I better lock him up, I think. Yeah. Okay. So
you can do that. You can do that. So
people. Okay. Let me do that. Give me a moment. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So you're making a claim that science would never be able to explain what a human is feeling.
No. Science. I don't know what people understand from the science. I don't really. Okay. Tell me, what is science for you?
Well, science is finding out the truth.
And what is
with evidence, whatever truth there is in the universe.
What is the truth?
What is the truth?
Yes.
Well, the truth is whatever is a fact, whatever can be observed, whatever can be measured, whatever can be replicated and demonstrated.
And there are a lot of things you cannot measure, you cannot see it, and then.
For example, I'd like to know the examples.
For example, the feeling of your mother.
Yeah, the feeling of a mother.
Yes.
Yes, as I said, that is limited to our understanding of a human brain. You don't know, and nor you can make a claim that in 500 years' time, our instrumentation would not be good enough to tell. We're already so close in knowing when someone is happy, what part of the brain lights up.
Okay.
We cannot replicate that.
Okay,
That is lack of instrumentation.
I think we can leave this. I will just present my part of the arguments, and then you can present yours, and we can leave
Sure.
this. We can move to second topic. What I'm saying, okay, science is limited to observation, and science is limited to induction. So, based on these two premises, science will never be able to find reason behind things. Number one, science will never be able to answer the moral questions, and science is keep on changing. Science is never absolutely true. So it keeps on changing to the point where we can even be wrong about evolution. Tomorrow the scientists will come, okay, you guys are wrong. What you're talking about. And by the way, I'm not denying evolution as a whole. I'm not accepting macroevolution, but MIC, macroevolution, I'm accepting. I've seen bit bags in my house when I was in Malaysia, and they were evolving.